These days, finding a job can be hard, but if you have a disability, it can be far, far harder.
People with disabilities have got a lot of barriers they need to overcome to look for work. Not just the fact that it could be a learning disability and most of the jobs are advertised on the internet and they may not be able to use the internet because they haven't got the skills to do so. It could be that they're not able to read and write, and a lot of jobs are advertised in local papers. So even looking for jobs, even knowing that they're available, can be difficult.
Karen Cowmeadow works for Plus, an organisation helping people with disabilities to find work. 20% of people of working age in this country have a disability or long-term health condition, so it's a big problem. Jackie Davis's search for work was long and difficult. She has very poor eyesight, following a car accident when she was 21.
When I left school, I went into nursing and really loved it, was enjoying my nursing. When I was in my 3rd year, I was driving back from my home one day and I had a car accident which left me in hospital for 7 months and in a coma for 7 weeks. And I had to learn to do everything again. Although I went back to nursing for a year, they felt I was still a bit unsure of things and a bit of a danger because I've been left half blind in both eyes and I see double.
There was nothing for it but to change career, so she took a degree and qualified as a teacher. Then she got married.
And after 3 children I tried to get back into teaching, and health and safety had all come in by then, and I was told quite clearly I couldn't teach because I couldn't see a whole class, which was a real blow.
She persevered as a teaching assistant, but in the end she was made redundant. She signed on at the job centre, determined to find work.
It's not an easy thing to do, to keep getting knockbacks. I mean, I applied for 70 jobs and I had about 50 interviews. And I got to the point where I felt they were only interviewing me because I was disabled, to show equality. But then they'd find some reason why you couldn't do it.
While she was signing on, Jackie was referred to Karen Cowmeadow.
She was wonderful, absolutely fantastic. She helped me with CV, she helped with applications, she helped with interview practice. She encouraged me, she picked up the pieces when things went wrong.
And they did go wrong. Part of the problem was that Jackie still saw herself essentially as a teacher.
She was getting knockbacks. I had her in tears sometimes on the phone saying I've had a rejection, I don't understand why. And that was when we looked at her transferable skills and thought, you've got a really good friendly manner here, how can we transfer those skills to a different employment?
What Plus tries to do is to match people's skills to the needs of potential employers.
When we do go to employers, I don't normally go there and say, have you got any jobs? I usually go and find out what their business is about.
Karen approached the supermarket close to Jackie's home, and Jackie was given the chance to undertake an 8-week trial working on the checkouts.
You do feel that people look at the disability rather than the attributes the person has to offer, which is why the trials are so good, because you can have all these attributes, and if you get a work trial you can go and show them just what you can do.
But there was no guaranteed job at the end of the trial, and Jackie really had to stick at it.
I think if she'd gone to the work trial and she hadn't shown enthusiasm and she didn't keep on asking, because she did, she kept asking, is there any jobs, is there any jobs? They actually said there isn't, but at the last minute they said yes, we'd like to employ you.
Eventually, after the 8 weeks, they offered me a permanent 20-hour-a-week contract.
She was ecstatic, almost screaming down the phone, I've got this job. It's made my life, really.
Yeah? Hello there. Are you going to be a good girl today for me?
I spend a whole day doing what I enjoy doing, which is chatting to people.
Karen had recognised Jackie's big strength, her people skills, and these are highly valued by her store manager, Elliot Luce.
So much now of our business is customer related and about relationships, I don't necessarily want the fastest person who can scan everything really quickly at the tills. It's important to be productive, but at the same time people will come back because it's Jackie's till, it's Esther's till, because they like to carry on that conversation they had a couple of days ago.
Don't tell me you came in just for a few things and you go out with a lot more.
I've actually been in the queue waiting for Jackie, and I've heard some of the customers say, "Oh, where's that lady?" And they've joined the queue because they want to be served by Jackie, because she is so friendly.
Is it Saturday you're having friends dinner?
And it's nice because it's kind of, it gets you into the community.
Jackie's supervisor Celia fully recognises the importance of the community.
A lot of people around here are like the older people, and this might be the only place they see for the day. So if you get somebody that's friendly and can scan at their pace, it helps. It's so much easier. She can judge what people are in a queue, she can judge whether they want to be out as quick as possible, or they like to have that little chat, make it more comfortable for them.
They've been so supportive and so helpful, and they've made, there's only one sort of reasonable adjustment they've made for me to work there, which is to work on an even numbered till which faces in a certain way, which helps with my eyesight.
There is a real sense here that people with disabilities bring their own strengths into the workplace.
State of mind is the most important thing. If you've got a positive outlook on what you can achieve and what you're willing to achieve, and you've gone through a harder time than the average person, gives you a bit of grit about you and a bit more determination, and that's exactly what I'm looking for.
People with disabilities, because they have to knock down so many barriers to actually get to an interview or even to a work trial, once they succeed and they're there, they're the sort of people who would actually put 110% into the work, and their absence from work is less.
Jackie had to fight really hard to get her job. Let's hope that the tenacity of people like Jackie will encourage others to keep searching for work and convince employers that people with disabilities can make a valuable contribution to the workplace.